Hello, in this video you're going to learn how to import data from Access, a database program, and bring the data that you're looking for into your Excel workbook. So I've started with New Trend Census. It's a file that we'll be using in this section of our course. So I have that Excel spreadsheet open. Notice that there's three tabs along the bottom. One is going to be information on population. There's Florida geographic data and housing unit data. Make sure that your population estimates is active. That's the worksheet that we're going to be working in. And then click in cell A5. That's where we want the data to drop into, starting in cell A5 when we get the data. So if we start there, then Excel will assume that that's where we want the data to go. All right, so now we can go up to our data menu. Notice on the left-hand side, there's four different ways, four different buttons that are showing that we can use to import data in. So of course the most common are from Access, from the web, or from text, and there's other sources available as well. We're only going to focus right now for this video on Access, so we're going to click on the From Access button. Excel brings up the Select Data Source dialog box because Excel needs us to go find the data source, the Access data source. I have mine on my desktop, so I'm going to go to the New Trends Census, and notice the extension is an Access database. So I'm going to double click on that. Excel then opens a Select Table dialog box because there's more than one table in the Access file that we chose. So I'm going to choose Population by State and then click OK. So when I do that, Excel opens the Import Data box. Which means that Excel needs a little bit more information from me before it can complete the request to import data. So it needs to know how I want to view the data in my workbook, and we have four different choices. I do want to view it as a table, so I'll leave Table selected, and then it wants to know where we want the data to be put. Well, it is assuming A5 because that's where we clicked earlier, and that is in fact where we want it. But what I want to point out here is that if we had not clicked in A5 when we started the process, we certainly could type it in this box right now. We would just have to make sure to remember that we have to start with the equal sign. We need the $sign, which is the anchor in front of the column heading, and then the $sign again, which is the anchor in front of the row number. So when you type it in, you would need to make sure you anchor it with those $signs. And then we just click OK, and the data comes from the Access database and drops into our spreadsheet. So you'll see that when it dropped in as a table. And how you can confirm that is when you click outside of the table, notice your ribbon bar across the top, and you'll notice that it's just your standard ribbon, right? But when you click inside the table, you'll notice that a whole new menu appears, and it's your Table Tools design. That only appears when you are inside of a table. So now it drops in as a table. It puts the filters in automatically so that you can now filter this new data in your worksheet by any of these column headings. And now the data, or the spreadsheet, is now ready for you to format in whatever way you want. So it's that easy to import data from Access into an Excel spreadsheet.